What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to Future Rebels. Conspiracy theories fuck me the fuck up. I think about them and then I search them up and then I just question my entire existence. Okay, so for my conspiracy theory, I'm going to be doing the murder of Jonbenet Ramsey. So Jonbenet Ramsey was 6 years old when she was murdered. She was a beauty pageant queen, whatever you want to call it. She was into pageants. Her mom was also into pageants when she was younger, so yeah. Are you fucking kidding me, Gus? But I'm going to give you a very brief rundown of what happened the night she was murdered. So the family consists of Patsy Ramsey, the mom, John Ramsey, the dad, and Burke Ramsey, the brother, and then Jonbenet. Burke was like 9, I think, when Jonbenet passed, so they were like 3 years apart, 3-ish years apart. So the night she was murdered, the family had come home from a holiday Christmas get-together. It was December 25th, 1996, and they went home. Allegedly, Jonbenet was sleeping in the car on the way home, so they just brought her up into bed. They brought her into the house, like, you know how kids like fall asleep and they get their parents to carry them? Yeah, that's what happened. And then they put Burke to bed, and then the parents went to bed. Now, the next morning when Patsy woke up, she went down the stairs to go make some breakfast, and she saw a note on the steps. So basically, the note said, the letter, 3-page freaking book, said that we have your daughter, we are holding her for a ransom of $118,000, I'm pretty sure, and that was John's raise that year or something, or like Christmas bonus or whatever. And they basically said that they have her and do not call authorities. You will get a call at 10 a.m. and yeah, it said like, go take it out of the bank. We only want this many bills and this bills and this bills and all this shit. So, of course, Patsy immediately called the police and said that her daughter had been kidnapped, and the police arrived around 10-15 minutes later. And yeah, they were like questioning, I don't know, they weren't questioning at all. Patsy immediately called up all her friends, and a bunch of friends came in and just chilled. So after a few hours of being there, the police officer told John to search the house. So John's plan was to start from the basement and work his way up the house. This was a mansion. It wasn't even a house. I think it was like 15 bedrooms or something fucking crazy like that. So it was huge. And so he started at the bottom. He went into one room and he saw that the window was open. There was a crack in it that he said was a crack that he made. Like, it was broken glass and everything, and he did that like months ago and just never got it fixed because I forget what he said, like, he didn't plan on it. We lived in a safe neighborhood or something, I don't know. And there was a suitcase under the window that he told the person that he was with that was, like, suspicious. He didn't normally, that suitcase shouldn't have been there. And then he went into the wine cellar, as they call it. It's just a coldish room. And he found his daughter dead, laying there. So what does he do? He tampers with the evidence and brings her upstairs. And sets her on the ground. So, number one is, I think it's fucking stupid. I don't know who the fuck made this up, but Jonbenet Ramsey is actually Katy Perry. I know, I'm laughing too. I think that's fucking ridiculous. Absolutely not. They found her body, they did the DNA and everything, and it's obviously Jonbenet that they found. So, yeah. It'd be pretty fucked up if we're like, ooh, and then Katy Perry dies and she's like, I'm Jonbenet Ramsey, I never got murdered. Another theory is that one of the parents did it to covered it up. One of the theories is that Patsy did it because Jonbenet woke up in the middle of the night and said she had peed her bed, and Patsy got pretty angry at her and hit her, and then with that impact on the head, her skull was broken by something. It was like this big of a dent in her head, like broken skull, you know what I'm saying? And she hit her with something, and then she thought she had died, and then she strangled her like put the garrote around her neck and pretended like it was a murder. Do I believe that theory? I don't believe that theory. But we'll get on to what I believe. Originally, the very first documentary I watched on this murder was someone went into the house. One of Jonbenet's favorite snacks was pineapple and milk. So they lured her to the kitchen with some pineapple and milk, and then they murdered her, wrote the note, whatever, etc. The problem I have with that is I 100% do not believe someone broke in. I think it was someone within the house because there isn't strong evidence that someone broke in. Because the window that with the suitcase under it, there had been cobwebs there, and if someone had broken, those cobwebs would easily have been destroyed. Same with, there would have been footprints in the snow and all this stuff. I don't believe someone broke in at all. And the bowl of pineapple that was on the kitchen table or the counter or whatever only had Patsy and Burke's fingerprints on it. Jonbenet's fingerprints were not on the bowl or the spoon at all. So, another theory is that John did it. And then Patsy wrote the note. I do believe Patsy wrote the note, 100%. There has been so many, I watched a documentary recently actually, and they had samples of Patsy's writing and the samples from the ransom note, and they put them on top of each other, and they are similar, like the exact same. Just the way, like, she does her G's, it's like an L at the bottom, you know, the little tail. I might link it down below if I can find it again. I can probably find it in my history or whatever, but yeah, I will link you to that documentary because it is, like, the exact same writing, like, 100%, like, I believe. Oof, it's creepy. The next theory is that Burke did it, and I believe this theory 100%. A lot of people are saying, okay, well, let me just get into it first. So basically there was a flashlight on the counter of the kitchen, and there's a theory that Burke was eating pineapple and milk, and then because his fingerprints were on the bowl and stuff, and Patsy probably made it for him since her fingerprints were on the bowl as well. And the theory goes that Jonbenet was hungry and she just took one piece of pineapple out of the bowl and ate it because there was digested pineapple in her stomach. So Burke got angry at that and grabbed the flashlight off the counter that was right beside him and then hit her over the head. And I don't know if the parents didn't want to lose both children. They thought Jonbenet had died from that impact and they didn't know what to do, and then they just staged it as a murder. I really do believe that theory. I do believe someone in the house did it and they staged it because it was a pretty pathetic murder if a murderer had gone in there and murdered that child. First of all, the ransom note could have been easily like 4 lines long, not 3 pages long. Like, we have your daughter, don't call authorities, we want this much money, and we'll call you. Like, that's it. Like, it's like 3 pages of just nonsense and random stuff, and like, business was spelled wrong in the letter, so easily someone could have just spelled it wrong and been like, oh, I know how to spell. You know what I mean? Another theory is that the Santa Claus did it. Now let me explain. A Santa Claus came into the house dressed up, or this man came into the house dressed up as Santa, to surprise the kids for Christmas, and they believe that he did it. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into that a lot just because I'm so fixed that the parents did it, or like the kid, Burke did it, but I don't know. And another theory is that a security guard did it. And to everyone saying that a 9-year-old could not have hit a kid that hard, she was 6. Her brain, her skull, her bones were not fully developed. They weren't strong. And a 9-year-old is capable of it. He did have anger issues in the past. He was said to have spread poop all over her room before. Like, that's pretty fucked up. He did have anger issues, and I do believe that if a child is very angry, he could do anything, including breaking his sister's skull with a hard-duty flashlight. So yeah, please tell me down below what you think, and I love you guys so much.